Well, that's just like you, babe. You was telling me how people underestimate the things that men go through. Like they see, and I know especially you have this hard exterior, you look tough, you look strong, and you even come off like that. But there are times when, because of that, people dismiss the fact that you might be hurting.
Right.
That you might actually have some pain that you're dealing with, that you might, and like emotional,
right.
that you might actually be hurt by something or impacted by something to the point of tears. And because people just expect, oh, you're a man, right. You're strong.
Baby, let me love you. Let me love you. Baby, let me love you. Love you. Baby, you're my muse. I wanna see you move.
Okay, so let's talk about this for a minute. Since we're talking about this, let's switch gears to a real topic that I feel like a lot of people can resonate with if they are this way. Do you feel like when you are somebody that motivates people and pushes people, sometimes you need that for yourself and don't get it?
Yeah.
Well, because you get it now because we're together, but you know what I'm saying.
Because you're so used to making sure everybody else is on all right.
Right.
Making sure they stand on top of their game, making sure they mentally correct.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you lose sight of the fact that you need it too at times.
Yeah.
Because when you come to your safe place, or when you come home and you're no longer coaching, or you no longer motivating, and you come to that silent place and you get to a point in life where something hits you dearly, or whatever obstacle that come your way, then you end up just looking around like, dang, who gonna talk me up on this?
I think the other thing too, though, is that people don't realize that you need it. They think that when you're a person, this has been my experience. I've always been an encourager. I've always been a motivator. I've always been a person who has just want to lift people up. That is just who I am. That's the way God made me. So I've been that way since I was a little girl. But I think when you are that type of person, people forget that you need encouragement as well. And so if you have a moment that you're weak, and I've had experiences like this throughout my life, which has caused me to really rely on God more than anybody, like really, truly, for real, because I've had experiences where people won't allow you to be weak in a moment that you need to be weak. They won't. They'll be like, oh, well, you got it. You strong. You know, I can't tell you how many times I have heard in my life that I'm strong. And I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm weak. This is what, and I don't mean I'm weak like I'm weak, but I mean in that moment I'm weak. And this is what I think has been a blessing to me to have in having you in my life, because I don't want to be strong all the time.
Right.
I'm not strong all the time. I don't want to have to put on a brave face when I'm hurting. I don't want to have to be like, oh, everything's fine, when it's not. I don't want to. And to me, I felt like I didn't have anyone that I could, okay, a couple people, couple aunties, but you know what I mean? Even with that, it's like people don't really truly, they see you as this strong, independent. They look at your life and think you got it together. You're motivating people. You're doing this, you're doing that. And it's like, don't you know the people that motivate people the most, a lot of times they need the most encouragement? Why? Because they're constantly pouring it out to others and they need to be filled back up. I do my channel and God has given me that to do. He's encouraged me to do it and inspired me to do it. And he gives me the words to say. But at the same time, I'm pouring out so much. I have to stay in prayer. I have to stay in worship. I have to get in my word, and I have to have somebody to pour into me, or else I will break. Because after you get through pouring into everybody else, you're pretty much empty.
Right. And I don't think when people are so used to us putting into them, I don't think is there for them to even consider or even think about.
They don't. They don't.
Let me ask you a question.
Are you okay?
Oh yeah, exactly. You know, I don't think that's.
Well, that's just like you, babe. You was telling me how people underestimate the things that men go through. Like they see, and I know especially you have this hard exterior, you look tough, you look strong, and you even come off like that. But there are times when, because of that, people dismiss the fact that you might be hurting.
Right.
That you might actually have some pain that you're dealing with, that you might, and like emotional, that you might actually be hurt by something or impacted by something to the point of tears. And because people just expect, oh, you're a man, you're strong.
And I say that all the time. I say that with my kids now, because all they know is dad is Superman. Dad is this. Dad don't hurt.
Yeah.
You know, because they so used to me.
Yeah. But this is what I told him, y'all. I said, people are used to that also, babe, because you don't tell them that you're hurting. You don't say it because you're so used to just holding that in and being like, okay, well, I just suck it up. And it's like, no, you need to let people know.
But the thing about men, our pride won't let us.
Well, you got to let the pride aside.
Yeah, and we do. And I have. So much is riding on us. You know what I'm saying? As far as men, leaders.
But that's even more of a reason why you need that outlet. Because you have all the weight of the world on your shoulders.
Right. And it's just like, but I think a lot of us as men, it ain't even that we lose sight. We are programmed to be that way, leaders, and not show hurt. Yeah. We gotta tuck it in and just keep pushing.
Do you feel like this relationship has made you?
It has definitely
be able to show more, be more vulnerable.
It has, and that's what I love about you. That's the blessing in this for me. Not only our companionship, our relationship, but to be able to do this, is helpful.
It is
because you know my story. You know where I've come from, where I've been, what I've gone through, all of that, and you have accepted me beyond everything that I've been through.
Well, yes, but not even just accepted you, but accepted the fact that you're still healing from some things.
Yeah.
And you've accepted the fact that I'm still healing from some things. This is what I try to tell people. I think people look at a relationship from God and they think, oh, it's going to be perfect. No, I always say this on my channel to my viewers and I call them my family, to my family over there, that when God brings you somebody, that person is there to help facilitate your healing. This is you nobody comes into the door without baggage. Nobody comes in, just perfect and all like, oh, I have to do the work before I get into it always kills me when people say, oh, I got to do this before I get into a relationship. Now, some things, you need to be on point. Some stuff need to be like, you need to be done with. Yeah. But sometimes you don't even get to the point where you can actually let that vulnerable part of you show. Things come up in your relationship that you didn't even realize you still need to be healed from because you're in such a safe place that it's like, whoa, this thing just triggered me. And now I can actually be triggered and I can actually let out my feelings from the thing. And I have somebody here that's going to catch me and be like, babe, I got you, and talk me through it and help me see the perspective of it that I don't normally see because my emotions are too involved in it.
Right.
So
you
have helped heal me in a lot of ways, and ways I didn't even know I needed healing in. And I think vice versa. Right? It's an ongoing process of loving each other and accepting each other. Not just the great parts, but the parts of us that maybe are still a little bit wounded,
Right.
So not to the point where it hinders our relationship though. See, that's the difference. People got to understand the difference between toxic and somebody just has some old hurts that maybe are unresolved or not fully healed, you know?
Right.
All of that is done with God though, because there have been times when, and I'm not going to get too deep into it, but I've had a couple of moments about things that came back up in my life that really just triggered me and just kind of broke me in a moment emotionally. And the first thing that my baby did was grab me and pray for me. He started praying for me, prayed over me. Like in the midst of me crying, in the midst of me feeling broken, he literally just started praying over me. And to me, that's priceless.
Right. And it was like I said, it was a change for me going through a change, me growing up, and me also taking my journey and walk with God to where I know I can do a lot of things and get as far as I've gone without him. And so
amen.
When I was able to see her hurt and not downplay it, I know we can't do anything without God. You know, prayer changes everything.
Yes,
not
it
anything.
does.
Everything.
Yes, it does.
And so when she was going through her time, I just, when all fails, God don't.
Mm-hmm. And when you don't have the answers, God does.
God, and that's it.
And we don't always have the right things to say. Sometimes we don't have the perfect word to say to each other. And that's when you just got to be like, God, you know what's going on, because this is your child. Right. This is your son. Yeah. You know, what is in his heart. And so until next time, we'll see you soon. Bye.